G'day guys, today we'll be reviewing the Uniden Guardian wireless surveillance system. First off, we'll just go through a few of the basic features. From base station to monitor, we have a wireless capability of 150 meters, 2.4 gigahertz. It has infrared LEDs for night vision up to about 12 meters. That's probably about right from the test that I did last night. It's got what they call pentazoom, 2x digital zoom. And what that is where it segregates the image and you click on the particular quarter and it zooms in, which I'll show you later. What we have in the box, we have the 7-inch tablet, the 2 weatherproof cameras that you generally use outdoors, the one 4GB SD card, the mounting brackets for the cameras, and the AC adapters. Onto the unit itself. There's a 7-inch display. At the moment I've got set up to quad cam, which I only have 2 installed. You can select individually, so if I just touch on one camera, now changes to that, and it now gives you audio. And to change to the next camera, just go back. There we go, there's the second camera with audio again. You can choose to have it scan, so it swaps between each camera. About a few seconds on each with audio again, and just keep cycling through. Just stop that, just go back to normal quad. Take you through a few of the features. In the middle button here you have the list of each cameras and the dates. Now if, for example, today being the 25th of July, if we had recording set in the 25th, it'd be green at the start and you'd have a list of each recording. Okay, now we're going to the settings, have a little look. Camera setup, pairing, so if you want to add new cameras to the system. Camera on, you can individually turn cameras on and off. Brightness, individually set. I've got the 2 set to +1 at the moment. Recorder setup, that's where you can have them set by motion detection, so they remain on but don't record until motion is detected, then they record. Once the motion has passed, they record for approximately a minute to 2 minutes and a half. Scheduled record, you can set it to time and dates. Network setup, you have the 2 different types of internet setup you'd like to choose, security codes, which is obviously self-explanatory, and network information. Okay, go back again. System setup, and there you can have a power saving mode, so the monitor will turn itself off once it's not in use after 2 minutes. You can format your SD card. System upgrade, so if there's a new firmware you can download that to your SD card, install it back into the display and upgrade from there. Set your time, language, basic sort of features. Quick tips is pretty handy if there's a few things you want to know about. For example, power saving mode, click on that, tells you how to get into it and how to adjust the power mode. Okay, now I'll show you the capability of changing to a wireless mode, viewing it remotely. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Here I've got my iPad app, hit start, select it will be a serial number that you've set up originally with the application. There we go, there's what I have called camera 1. If you want to change to your next camera, scroll down, camera 2. Pretty simple, effective. Quality isn't quite as good as what you get on the 7-inch tablet, but still good enough to see what's actually going on in your house. And there you've got 320 by 240 resolution. And you can also take a snapshot if you feel like taking a photo of whatever's happening in the house. Okay, now to a few pros and cons of the unit. You can't view it remotely from the house unless you have changed a setting in the base station itself before you leave. So if you just walk out and it's still set to the Wi-Fi mode, you can't view it. which I find a little restrictive and archaic. So this is how you do it. You have to click on the tab menu, hit this one here, connect to internet display, video will be displayed, touch that. We'll go through a connection process, about 10 seconds if not less. But internet connected. Now you can connect remotely to the cameras outside of your Wi-Fi area, and to simply change it back once you've got back home. Charge only, no internet, so it only works within the Wi-Fi area. Personally, I didn't know that was one of the features. I tried to operate the cameras remotely from work and found that it's come up with not connected. I rang Uniden and they explained to me that's what you have to do to get it working. When the actual monitor itself isn't in the base stand, you can't view it remotely either externally from the house or via the Wi-Fi. So if that thing isn't plugged in and charging, it's no go. Also another feature that I'm a little bit disappointed in is that the base station itself cannot be connected to the internet via Wi-Fi. It has to be hardwired in via the Ethernet cable into the back of your router. So generally speaking, people have modems in easy to see places, so if you don't want the unsightlies to see your display, there's not much you can do about it unless you have household connections that run into a remote area where it can't be viewed. Okay, now on to the pros. I found fairly good value, $549 recommended retail price in Australia. The audio for individual viewing through the cameras, that's pretty good quality, but when there's not a lot going on, it's very fuzzy. The monitor itself had good reception back to the cameras. It was stated in the instruction book that it might not have good reception through double brick, etc., but I have a 2-story house and it works no problems from the furthest at the top to the furthest at the bottom. I found another pro was the night vision. That actually worked a lot better than I expected. In complete darkness in my garage, I could see right across through into the back storage area with no problems at all. The only problem with the night vision was that if you had a subject that was really close to the camera, it didn't expose correctly, and the person was basically a white blob. So if they're about 4 to 5 meters away, it worked perfectly fine. And another big advantage, especially, I'm not sure if this runs internationally, but in Australia in particular, you get a free indoor camera, the Guardian 2001, which retails for $129.95 Australian. So that was a big bonus. So overall, I think it's a good beginner security setup, definitely not advanced. I mean, you can only connect up to 4 cameras, which is probably just enough, you know, for your outdoors, covering every area, and then indoors is obviously a whole new situation. So you'd either have to invest in 2 packs. You could maybe segregate it so you have 1 inside, 1 outside, which is a total of 8. But otherwise, a good basic setup. Thanks for listening to my review.